Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please let's drop an emoji on the chat box. Let me know if I'm speaking to someone. Alright, I want this class to be interactive, so we'll be answering some questions as the class proceeds. Please let's try and engage in everything we are doing today. So can we send our emojis? Can we send our emojis on this? If you can hear my voice, drop an emoji. Alright, so as we proceed on this class, I don't know why others have not started joining this group. So let me just give them a few minutes more to start joining. Okay, so let's proceed because of time. I don't know. Alright, so welcome to the class as we proceed further. When others come, they will catch up from where we are. So you are welcome once again to Content Creators Academy. So today is day 1 and we'll be talking about how we are going to be able to move from being among the 99% consumers to 1% producer. Hope I'm not speaking fast. Okay, so the two sides of internet. What are the two sides of internet? In the internet, okay, sorry for the breaking. I don't know where my network went to before. Okay, so we're talking about leaving the 99% of consumers or the scrollers to beginning to produce. That is the creator. That is why we are creators. So the goal of the class of the goal of this class is moving from the 99% to 1%. So we have a quick question here. Let's drop our answer on the chat box. How many hours do you scroll on the internet today and yesterday. How many hours do you scroll? How many hours do you spend scrolling on the internet? So how many hours did you spend on the internet today? So let's be honest with ourselves. The network is just somehow. I'm waiting for your answers on the chat box. Drop your answers on the chat box before we proceed. So how many hours did you spend? Let's say how many hours did you spend on your phone yesterday? I'm still waiting. I now start seeing your responses on it. How many hours did you spend on the internet yesterday? Okay, so now if you calculate the time you are spending on the internet, you will discover that you are spending much currency on the internet, because the more you scroll on the internet, the more you pay. Every consumers pay with their time, while the creators earn from the value they create and the attention the consumers give to them. Hope everybody can hear me. I'm not seeing your responses. Can you hear me? So the question is still there. How many hours did you spend scrolling on your phone yesterday? Let's be honest with our answers. I'm still waiting. Somebody say 12 hours. Okay, 12 hours. So you spend 12 hours on the internet. That is good. All right. So you see, with that 12 hours where you have paid with your time and with your data. So let's proceed to the next slide. In the world of content creation, some people believe that they must have at least a professional camera, a good setup before they will be able to create any content. But that is not the truth. You don't need expensive cameras, you don't need expensive gadgets, you don't need expensive stuffs to start your content creation. What you just need is your phone, have a good idea and put up the values, because platform measures your value, not your camera price. Your phone can do the work. Your phone can do the work. The thing I would just advise, get a mic to filter your voice and give you a good audio, a good sound. Then structure your value and you can sell it. So you don't need 50K, you don't need um heavy budget to start content creation. Okay, now in the content creation world, we have what we call the librarian. Yes, I call him the librarian, and that is what we call the algorithm. Before you start content creation, you just have to understand algorithm. Who is this the librarian? Who is the librarian? The librarian is algorithm, and the algorithm is not your enemy or a scary monster. Just look at algorithm as a digital librarian managing an infinite global bookshop. The things you upload on the internet, I just tag them as a bookshop, while the consumers are the people who go to the library to pick up materials for their own consumption. So what happens? This librarian pick up your materials and it display it to the consumers. As the more consumers keep reading a product, the more this librarian keep promoting the product, because the librarian needs people that are coming to read at all time, and it's what those people like that the librarian will bring to them. That is the algorithm. So what is the work of algorithm? Its only job is matches the absolute best video to the right reader, so they stay inside the library happily. That is just the work of the librarian. Hope you can hear my voice. Okay, now other terms we have to understand, because today is just like we are just breaking down some terms in which you have to know as a beginner in content creation. So the next things we have to understand is the click through, the click rule, the CTR. The full meaning of CTR means the click through rate. So what is it all about? Now let's say for example that out of 100 people who see the cover or the thumbnail of your video, how many people actually click because of your thumbnail, because of the cover of your video? That is what the click-through rate does. It calculates how many people when the algorithm is pushing up your video to people, your video keeps popping up in their profile, in their feed, in their home page. So click-through rate is another, it checks how many people who are clicking on your video. The more the algorithm is pushing your video, it keeps checking. Are they clicking that thumbnail? So the click-through rate checks. 1% click-through rate means that what happens? It sends a signal. This click-through rate sends a signal to the algorithm. It's the one that tells the algorithm that okay, this product is good, this video is good, people like it, so push it the more. But what happens? Now let's look at the two things here. We have 1% click-through. What does it mean? The librarian will just assume that the cover is so boring. What happened? It throws that video to the garbage. He put it in the bin and he will hide it there. But what happened if the video rank up to 10% CTR? The librarian will be happy and he will reward that particular video. He will reward the high interest and promote the video. So that is about the click-through rate. Please, if you have any question or if I'm speaking too fast, kindly indicate on the chat box. Okay, hope we are getting what I'm saying. So we have talked about the librarian, we have talked about CTR. So CTR sends signal to the librarian, telling librarian that okay, this particular product, yes, we have a lot of customers that like the cover. Let's just take for example, let's go to the scenario of you want to buy a novel. You want to buy a novel in the bookshop. Okay, I don't know if anybody have read Faceless. That particular novel Some people some people don't just like the novel because of they don't like the cover of the novel. Not that they have read the content of the novel, but they don't like the cover of the novel. Sometimes you want to buy some books and you look at the cover, you say, "Oh, I don't like this book because of the cover. I have not opened the content." So that is what happens when CTRO rates. How many people are clicking on your thumbnail? That is why I said in the practical class that in the physical class that as a content creator, you must learn graphic design. Where graphic design normally apply is you creating your thumbnail, you building your thumbnail, because your thumbnail is what triggers people to click your video. Hope you are getting what I'm saying. So if you are hearing me, please can you drop a sticker on the chat box? Drop a sticker on the chat box. Okay, now another person again we'll be talking about. Yes, I just tag them as person because they are our friends. So another person we're talking about is stay rule. I put it is stay rule. That is the consumer are they staying to watch this particular thing. After clicking, did they stay to watch it? So this is called AVD, average view duration, or they call it retention rate. So what is it all about? Once someone clicks, how long do they watch before leaving? When somebody click your thumbnail, you click that cover, how long do they stay? How long do they stay before leaving your video? So after CTRO have checked, AVD check how long someone watch your video. Let's say for example now your video is 2 minutes and somebody click your video and he watch for 5 seconds and sweep away. Immediately it sends signal to the librarian that oh, people like the cover of the video of this video, but they don't like the content. So boring, slow, self-starving introduction kills retention. What do I mean by that? When your video is boring, starting of your video is boring, you have to okay, let's say for example now, a video that is boring, what do? You sweep away. It don't matter what the person is trying to say, you sweep it up because why? Already shows boring video. But if the video starts with a high pitch, fast, highly focused value start holds redemption. So what is the rule? You have to have a fast hook. Remember I talk about hook during the practical class. So hook is what keep the viewers. So you must have a clear fast hook. You must fast hook people watching. Forget about boring introductions. Hey, my name is Promzico. Nobody cares about your name. What people are after is about the value, most especially as a upcoming content creator. Yes, if you are big, you can mention your name. I am Davido. Yes, people like Davido. I am Wizkid. Yes, people will stay to know what Wizkid want to say. But you that people does not know, you just come up and be giving them an intro. Hi, this is Promzico. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. You must make sure you hook them immediately they click your thumbnail. So let's take a simple question. Please, I need a response on the chat box. Let me know that I'm speaking to people. Now we have a question here. A beginner uploads an educational tutorial. 100 people see the video title on their screen, that is your thumbnail, but only 2 people click it. However, those 2 people watch the entire video until the last seconds without stopping. So the question is, which rule did this creator pass and which rule did the creator fail? Please, let's drop the answer. Is it A, does this person pass the CTR rule and fail the stay rule? Or is it pass rule and fail the click through rule? So I need response. I need response on the chat box. Respond. Let me know if I'm passing an information. Okay. So drop your answer on the chat box. Then the other one again is this video have high click, but people leave after 2 seconds. What does it mean? What does it send to the librarian? What does it send to the algorithm? So we have two questions. The first scenario, only 2 people click. So I'm still waiting for your answers. Okay. I'm still waiting for your answers on this particular question. This is number one question and this is number two question here. So all right. So how do you choose your battlefield? Where is your audience? Now, you don't need to be everywhere on day one. You must select your core platform which you'll be using. Every social media platform has a completely different audience personalities. Yes, we should know you are not going to be, let's say for example, your audience might be on YouTube or might be on Facebook or might be on TikTok, depending on what the value you are passing. So let's break down the four giant platform so you can know how to pick your primary start or your primary battlefield. It's a real battlefield. So where is the attention? Talking about number one, YouTube, YouTube search. Then we have YouTube is majorly is the answer engine, because YouTube, we have over 2.5 active billion monthly users on YouTube, and it is the second largest global search engine in the world. That is YouTube. So what is the feature of YouTube? We have intentional intent search and homepage library shelf. So these are majorly the audience behavior. People go to YouTube to learn deeply, they go to YouTube to learn things. They have high tolerance for long video from 10 to 30 minutes, even hours of video, and is excellent platform to build trust. That is YouTube. Then we talk about the number two, the community hub, which is Facebook feed. Facebook have over 3 billion active monthly users. Yes, Facebook is the largest. It's absolutely the global ruler of population reach. You know, Facebook combine both video and text together. That is why Facebook population is over other platforms. So what is the futures of Facebook? Driven by users who share user shares and community groups. Yes. Then who are the audience? People who prefer relatable storytelling, local news, family updates, and text and image hybrid posts. And it's great for organic community reach. That is for Facebook. Then the short form. The first time we talk about is YouTube and Facebook. Then short form format. We have in short form video or short form content. We have TikTok economy and we have Instagram. So TikTok have 1 billion. Yes, TikTok have 1 billion active users, and it is the birthplace for fast horizontal, that is fast short content. User average of people go to TikTok daily, and user average in TikTok is 95 minutes daily. Yes, 95 minutes. That is just my own because this is just my own research. This is just from my own research. Who are the audience on TikTok? So I just place them the four core social platforms, so that if you are building your audience, you know where you are going to fall under. So who are your audience? We have the people who need fast, high energy scrolling based strictly for entertainment. Yes, except you already know that is when people can come there for lecture. But TikTok is strictly for entertainment, dance, music. That is just entertainment. Then what about Instagram? Instagram is your shop window. You can call it your portfolio. Instagram have over 2 billion active users, monthly active users, and completely optimized for real to grab short attention. Who are the What's the features of Instagram? We have perfect for clean premium personal branding. If you want to grow your brand, I would suggest go build your Instagram page. If you want to build a strong brand, Instagram. Yes, build your Instagram page. Then if you need, like the audience on Instagram, people who love design high production design, luxury lifestyle, premium personal branding, and deep connection via direct message. That is for Instagram. So we have looked at them. Now this is just a scoreboard. How do this platform perform based on the content which is being shared? Like now we have YouTube. For high traffic visit, YouTube is extremely high. Yes. For long form video is the king. There's no platform that is competing with YouTube for long form video now, except the new platform that is coming up, which is Rumble. I'm still making some research on that platform. Then for best for short, YouTube is also excellent, but for text, no, YouTube is not there. Then we go to Facebook. In high traffic, yes, overall best is Facebook because of combination of text, video, image. So for long form, yes, we have some long form, but yes, it's still great. Then best for short is still great and is the king when it comes to text and group. That is where you see that Facebook is overall in traffic and also in talking about group and text. Then TikTok is high value, then poor in long form video, is king in short but does not have text. While Instagram is high for branding, focus, long form video, no, excellent in short form and minimal text. So this is just how the format, the structured platform comparison guide. These are just to guide you on choosing your platform, because by the next classes we'll be going directly on creating our account, either Facebook, based on the interest. Everybody will drop their interest, so we go on practical ways of creating YouTube channel. You create your Facebook page, professional Facebook page, not your real Facebook profile, then international TikTok account, and so on. So in Facebook long form, we have it as 16:9, sorry, 16:9. So what is the ecosystem highlight? YouTube is evergreen. Yes, you can post a video this year and still many years to come, people can search for that video and they will get the video. What is target metrics for Facebook? If you want to target, sorry, for YouTube, you must look at your CTR to be greater than 8%, and your average view duration should be up to 50%. Then for Facebook economy, text, image, video clips. In the ecosystem highlights, we have majorly on share, group, and local communities. Then how does the target matrix? Facebook look at your shares and comments. How people are talking under your post. That is what Facebook look at. In YouTube, you look at your CTRO and you look at your average view duration, AVD. So in TikTok feed, what is the video ratio? 9. Now TikTok is opposite of that is real is opposite of long form video, for because all real and short have 9:16, while in long form we have them horizontal, the other one is vertical. So what is the highlight, the ecosystem highlight? We have high segmented interest loop. And what does TikTok look at to promote your video? It look at how many people are watching your video complete, the complete rate, the complete watch duration rate. That's what they look at. So for Instagram, same thing for the format, the video type, and is for premium branding and aesthetic layout. How does it rate your content? It look at people who save. Then how many people message you from your content? That is direct lead. So if you are starting up a content, how do you test your where do you want how do you test the testing ground, the best testing ground for a startup? So look at short form testing. You use your TikTok, YouTube shorts, then TikTok or YouTube shorts. That's what you do. So these two platforms, their recommendation system is system test fresh clips. You don't need to have subscribers on YouTube before your short will go viral. You don't need to have followers on TikTok before you have a viral content. They test short because this like YouTube is decoupled. The place your long form video enters is different from the algorithm that read your short form video. The two libraries are different. So for local and community testing, use Facebook groups. Use Facebook groups. So because of time, okay, we have a question again. We have a question here to know if you are following what we are discussing today. You want to create a 15-minute deep step-by-step tutorial explaining how to set up a backyard vegetable garden. Which platform is the best primary home for this specific video? Which platform do you need to use? Is it Facebook, YouTube, Instagram or TikTok? Okay, somebody say YouTube. All right, YouTube. Yes, you are correct. YouTube is the platform you use for building a long form video. Okay, so what are the content pipeline? When you upload your content, where and where do your content pass through? Where do your content pass through? How do your content flow? So the first thing that happens in uploading video is you upload your video will go to the library. That is, your video or script is the platform database. It gets there and it stays in that place. So when it stays in that place, what happens? The algorithm, that is the librarian, starts making some tests on your video. You first of all send your video to the first 100 people, to watch and see how is the video performing. How is the video performing? So after you have checked how the video is performing, it checks for YouTube. I'm using YouTube as an example for now. It checks your CTR and it checks your AVD. So when it compares these two results, then if it's good, like for example now you have up to, let me say, 5 CTR and you have 40% average view, you know that yes, people are finding it a little bit interesting. So if you have to push your video more to 10,000 plus. That is why you see that in the first 24 hours, your video rate might be slow because YouTube is testing. It's testing your thumbnail, your title, it's testing how many people is clicking. So if the video is being clicked, people like the video, within the next 48 hours, your video will skyrocket. It will go up. Now, defining your niche. There is the next. Defining your niche. We have talked about how the platform operates and different platforms. So what again, before you start content, you must have a focus. And that is what I call the niche. Not even what I call, that is the niche. So what is niche? Or you call it niche, depending on what I want to pronounce. What is the niche? Niche is your specific lane of focus. What topic are you talking about? What topic are you talking about? What topic are you talking about? That is your niche. So if you publish a baking video today and tomorrow you publish a crypto chart and the next Wednesday you start creating football, talking about politics, and on Friday that is just scattered video, what happens? Your librarian gets confused, and once the librarian does not understand your channel again, he will not put face in your channel. He will just drop your shelf and keep it on the garbage. Nobody will listen to your video again. So what you have to do, you must have a focus. You must focus on a particular topic in order not to confuse your librarian, because a confused librarian will stop recommending your page. So as you are starting to create a content, the first thing you have to think about is, what is my interest? What area am I trying to cover? Once you have already achieved this particular part of what area you want to cover, then you will be able to focus on one, because a confused librarian is equal to zero view. That is just it. Once your librarian is confused, you have zero view. So after choosing your niche, you start creating your video. For the first 100 video, stop checking on your views, your like, or your subscriber count. What you have to focus is that each video you are creating, you must make at least 1%, make 1% growth on each video you are creating. Commit. So commit on making your first 100 uploads. So what you have to fix is that for every video you are creating, make sure the next video you create will be better in audio, you have a clean background, you have a clean shot. So for every video you post, make sure that you are upgrading. So, okay, what is your question for today? What's your question for today? From what you have learned today, do you have any question before we proceed? We have talked many things today, starting from definition of your librarian, which is the algorithm. We talk about CTR. We have come to the end of the class for today because this class is just 1 hour. So we have 4 minutes more for question and answer. Drop your answers in the chat box. So what's your question for all we have talked about today, starting from the algorithm, the CTR, the AVD? We talked about different platforms and how they operate. So we talked about the breakdown of each of the platform, what they require and what is specifically peculiar to them. So what is your question for today? Remember that your first 100 posts should not be over obsessed with the growth. Mostly if you're not having view, keep on posting. So how can I choose my niche? Yes, you can. To choose your niche, you have to look at many things. First of all, look at what is your interest. What do you like creating? What do you like creating? That is number one thing. You must focus on a niche that you can wake up and create about 20 content on it without too much thinking. A niche that you will not get tired of. We have different niches. We have education, we have tech, we have entertainment, lifestyle. So what is your area of interest and where do you specialize? That is your niche. First of all, your niche is you, but you cannot just start creating randomly. You cannot start creating politics today, talk about politics today, talk about football tomorrow, talk about farming next tomorrow. The next day, talk about food, how to cook. No, you are confusing the librarian. So what you have to do is to select a specific niche. If you are good in cooking, you have passion in cooking. So go straight to cooking. Go straight to cooking. Yes, go straight to cooking. Then if you like football, yes, football review is there. Go to football review. Review matches, and if you like news, if you are kind of person that is obsessed with politics and news, yes, you can create content around the news. What is currently happening? Like now, the current situation in Nigeria, you talk about it. Remember that you must not have a large camera, a very costly camera before you start creating. Your phone can do the work. So if that is the question for today, that means I assume everybody understood what we talked about today. So assignment for today. Assignment for today is Your assignment, first of all, you have to go and research on the niche. Write your single specialized focus area. For example now, backyard organic farming, rapid healthy budget cooking, YouTube growth, to do video. To do video, you are teaching people how to do things. Tech breakdown, relationship tips. These are specific niche, but look at different. They are niches are many. There are many, so look for the one that suits your interest and make write it out for the next class again. So next number two question is choose your battlefield platform. After selecting your niche, you have to identify the primary destination or your channel. Are you focusing on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok? As a starter, you may not see yourself in all the platform. You must look at start with one and learn about that one before you will now proceed to the next. So the next number three question for today is write 3 seconds bio statement. 3 seconds bio statement. What stating what you do. Let's say for example, write a single message clarifying your target viewer relationship using this blue format. I help your target audience do specific goals without common, that is the common pain or the frustration. Let's say for example now, I helped busy parents cook nutritious 15 minutes dinner without watching a mountain of pots. That is that is my just listing out what I want to achieve, what my channel is all about. So when somebody see this line, you know that my channel is about what? Cooking. Give them recipes on what to cook and how to cook. So ensure you do your assignment before the next class. Please do your assignment before the next class. So thank you for joining this live today. We look forward to see you next time. Please, if you have any place that you did not understand, you can do well to rewatch the video and make sure you drop your comment and also subscribe to this channel for more lecture like this. Thank you for today and thank you all. See you next time. Bye.